Hey, hey, what's going on? I'm back, baby. We back. We talking about foreclosures today. Foreclosures, and we're going to talk about the different types of foreclosures. We're going to talk about how you can purchase foreclosures before they go to the auction, how you can purchase them at the auction, and what happens if the house doesn't sell at auction. It's a lot of different things that are going to go into this. So, with that being said, my name is Elisa Robinson. I am y'all's favorite real estate diva out here in these real estate streets. Foreclosures, 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 because there are going to be a lot. There are going to be a lot of them, believe me. Now, the reason for this is there are a lot of people who just can't afford their mortgages. There are a lot of people who took out adjustable rate mortgages thinking that interest rates weren't going to go so high. So now, every time interest rates go up, their mortgage goes up. There are going to be people who can't afford their mortgage because property values have increased 20, 30, 40, 50% in some areas. So that's going to increase the mortgage because you have to cover because you have to cover the taxes. So with that being said, foreclosures are going to be up. So here's what we're going to do and how you as an investor can basically make money off of the foreclosures. Now, first things first, in the city of Buffalo, and probably a lot of other cities around the country, you just have to know which cities, where, and how often. You need to check with your local municipalities. I'm going to give you the example in Buffalo. Almost every single day in the city of Buffalo, there is an auction. Believe me or not believe me if you don't want to. But almost every single day in the city of Buffalo, there is an auction, and it is a foreclosure auction. And they are foreclosing on mortgages, COAs, which is condominium owner association dues, which is like an HOA anywhere else. We don't have a lot of HOAs in Buffalo, so COAs because it's mostly condos, and people who have seller finance properties and then are now not getting paid on them. Those are the foreclosures that are coming up. So we have, with that being said, it is what it is. So now these auctions happen almost every single day in the city of Buffalo. And if you go down to the county clerk, don't go to City Hall. It used to be in City Hall. They moved it to the county clerk's office. Don't go to City Hall. Go to the county clerk's office. Go into the part. It's on the first floor. As soon as you walk in, you make that right. It's right there. The same place you do mortgage, you do real estate closings, and you file for your deeds, and you file for your change of your deeds and your quit claim deeds and all that other stuff. That same spot, that's where they have auctions at. It's every day. I've gone to a couple. Even if I didn't want to even if I didn't have a house on the list that I wanted to buy, I went down to see the process. And now the process is crazy. They they have, and like I said, I can only speak on the ones that I've gone to, and I went to the one in the city of Buffalo. What they do is they have a referee. Now, this referee, her job, his or her job, in my case, when I went down there, it was the same referee, so it was a woman. She very nice, by the way. Her name's Courtney. Hey, Courtney, if you're watching. But she comes down, she records everything that's going on. She takes note. If the owners show up, she puts that in her notes. If the bank's attorney shows up, she puts that in her notes. Because at this point, nobody should be showing up. Once the house gets to the auction, nobody should be showing up. Now, I like to grab these properties before they get to the auction. They might still be in foreclosure status, but I want to get them before they get to the auction. And I'm going to talk about how you can get them in just a few minutes. But what I want you to understand is the process. When you go down to the city of Buffalo, when you go down to the county clerk's office, this is on Franklin. It's on Franklin. City Hall is back that way. That. It's behind it. So now, when you go into this office and you're sitting in the county clerk's, you're sitting in the county hall. That's what they call it, county hall. So you go to the county hall, And what they do is the referee is taking note of everybody that shows up. Once it's time, because she starts on time. That's the one thing you're not gonna get past her. She starts on time. So if you late, too bad. She comes in and then she waits for the bank's representative to show up. Now that's the only person she's gonna wait for because the bank is going to bid on the property. Y'all ain't know that, did y'all? The bank bids on the property because they want a certain amount. So if you go down there thinking that this house is going to be, if you're going down there thinking that this house is going to be somewhat situated, hold on a quick second because I just realized something. Hold on a minute, y'all. I just realized it. I'm sorry to my groups. I always do this and I be forgetting. And I be meaning to tell y'all. Y'all have to remind me sometimes because I forgets, child. I forgets. I got to share this link to my group so they can join in the live. All right, so today we're talking about foreclosures. For anybody who just joined in live, we're talking about foreclosures. And I'm gonna give you guys some information on how you can get these foreclosures and how you can hold on, one more link. I gotta drop one more link for y'all. Paste it. And there we go. Okay. Now we're going to be talking about the foreclosure list. We're going to talk about the links. I'm going to show you how to find foreclosures in your areas, and your mind going to be blown. All right. So now when you go down there, the referee comes in. She waits for the bank's representative. The reason why she has to wait for the bank's representative is because the bank's representative is going to be the starting bid. Don't go down there thinking. That's why when you look up auction properties, they don't have a price attached to them because they're looking up, because whatever the bank says they're going to do, that's the opening bid. Okay, so in this case, we went down there and I'm watching the whole process go down, and like 3 people this particular day I went down there. There's only one house, one house that was being auctioned that day. So I went down there, and this is the last time I went. There was only one house being auctioned off that day. 3 people showed up, and then 3 people showed up. Only 3. This is the crazy part. Y'all don't understand. These are the ones where people aren't showing up. Okay? Now, y'all be waiting for the city tax auction. You got 5,000 people down there bidding on properties. No. Start looking up some of these county auctions and mortgage foreclosures. Get those houses. Those are ones. That's the auction you need to go to. Tomorrow, I'll tell y'all about taxes. I'll be going tomorrow morning, probably. And what they do is the bank comes in and they have their paperwork, and on their paperwork says their starting bid because they're going to bid on the property. So that's their starting bid. Now, in this case, I went down because I was interested in the house. I want to know what's going on. So the house, and I know for a fact this because I ran my numbers, and I wasn't buying the house, but I wanted to know what was going to happen. Y'all want to hear something crazy? The person owed more than what people were willing to pay for. So the bank came in. Now I know for a fact the house is probably worth, the ARV value is 250 to 300. I know that because, like I said, I ran my numbers. The other people in the area, the other 3 people who came who were actually going to bid on the house, let me tell you what they did, and then I'm gonna tell you what I did. They literally said no. As soon as, because the bank's representative, I don't know if she's the attorney or she's a representative, whatever she is, she came in, she opened up her folder, she just pointed, like literally, she just opened up her folder at the table and she pointed and like basically saying that's the amount. Now her amount was $138,000. All those 3 people who came down there to buy it left. So the house didn't even sell at auction. Y'all hear that, right? The house didn't sell at the auction. Guess who now has the house under contract? Me. Me. Because what I did was I waited and I talked to them after they left. I talked to the bank's attorney and she said, well, this is what you're going to have to do. And she told me what I would have to do to bid later. So I did it. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all all the details of that because we are in this open setting and sometimes Facebook be playing crazy with me. And yesterday wouldn't even let me go live. Today they let me go live. So now what she told me to do, it is very detailed in what I had to do. That's why I said, and I don't have a whole lot of time to be on here today with what I need to do. So I'm not going to give you, but if you do want to know what I had to do, I am going to be talking about it on Sunday. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the ultimate funding blueprint. Join us. I'll be telling you, I'm going to be telling them how to get these foreclosures, who to call, what to call, how to work, everything. So that's just what we're going to be doing on Sunday night. So click the link in my bio and I'll drop the link in the comments for Facebook and YouTube. Okay? Just to give you all an idea, because I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't have a whole lot of time today to get into the detailed stuff that she gave me. But she did her big one with me. And I ain't even lying. I like that lady. She was cool. So now, long story long, I didn't even have to fight with other people. They left. I called the bank. She gave me the number to call. Now y'all hearing this? She gave me the number to call. I called the bank and made a deal, and they gave me basically the real estate agent who was going to be handling it. They gave it to me. Me and her made out a deal, and I got that house. Listen, they wanted that house. They had it at 138. If it would have went to auction, the starting bid was 138,000. I got it under contract for 101.5. So don't tell me I don't know what I'm doing, because I do. All right. Now, and and when you do this, there's no preference. You know, like HUD foreclosures have a preference of owner occupied. HUD, if you're doing HUD foreclosures, they prefer owner occupied. That's who's going to get the first right of refusal. The first week that HUD puts a new property out, it goes owner occupied. If it doesn't sell owner occupied, then it goes to open. So in this case, it don't matter what you're doing with it. They don't care. They're gonna auction it off and they're gonna go in there. So yes, you can. Now, when you're buying foreclosure, that's what happens when you buy a foreclosure in auction. You don't necessarily have to buy it at the auction. Stick around. I hear a little crazy. Y'all just let me be on this internet, on Beyonce internet, doing whatever y'all want me to do. Huh? Looking any old kind of way. But what I'm saying is, if the house doesn't sell at the auction, that's not the end of it. You can still contact whoever and make an offer. And they will tell you the process on how to do that. You just have to open your mouth and talk to people, and that's it. Now, here's the workaround. When I pulled a foreclosure list for the city of Buffalo, and I did it probably a week ago, and there's over 1,000 properties on the foreclosure list. Mm-hmm. And the majority of them are mortgage foreclosures. Just for the city of Buffalo. I didn't do Erie County. I did the city of Buffalo. And I pulled a list. I got 1,100. I got about 1,100 on my list. And I've been calling these people, and well, it's Christmas, so I really haven't been pushing the call. But I am going to be calling these people over the next week or two. And I'm going to be making offers before it gets to the auction. Because my system that I use, and I use PropStream. If you're looking for a system to use, that's a good system. And I do have a free trial available for you. Link is, if you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. And I think it says 7-day free trial. But yeah, you can call that, you can pull a list of foreclosures. You can go down to County Hall and ask for a list of foreclosures if you want to, or just they have to post the foreclosures. That's the crazy part. They have to post it. So that's all down there. So what you want to do is you want to get the homeowners, find the homeowners, even if it's in the name of a business, find the homeowner and see if you can make a deal, make an offer, see if you can get the mortgage up to date and then take over the mortgage if you don't have a whole lot of money to put down. A lot of these people are in foreclosure for less than $10,000. Yep. And I'm talking about prior to auction. And we call that pre-foreclosure. And that means the lease pendants has gone out. Lease pendants just means we're intending to sue you if you don't pay us this money. Basically, I'm breaking it down to y'all in layman's terms because that's I'm gonna talk to y'all straight with no chaser. Y'all know how I am. So lease pendants means, hey, we getting ready to sue you for our money, so you might want to pay, and they'll give you a time frame in which you have to pay. And if you don't pay by that time frame, then they're going to start processing everything else that they need to do to get it to court. Then you have to go in front of a judge. You don't go in front of a judge. You do not go in front of a judge. Your paperwork goes in front of the judge. And at that point, if you wanted to keep your home, you should have had an attorney. And the attorney would have filed paperwork on your behalf. So your paperwork and the foreclosure bank's paperwork would be there together. And then there's a review. There's a judicial review. Now, y'all asking, y'all want to know? I've studied. I pay attention to what's going on. I do all of my due diligence before I get out here and start trying to show y'all and teach y'all different things. But foreclosures are quick and easy. Y'all like to catch foreclosures when it's at the auction. I don't like to fight. Now, if y'all have caught me back in my younger days, that'd have been a different story. But anyway, I digress. Now, I don't like to fight. So I'm not going to sit and fight with a whole bunch of people over a whole bunch of properties and doing this, that, and the third. I'm not doing that. So I like to catch them before they get to auction, and maybe, just maybe, I can find a good deal. And I usually do, like this one. I found this one, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm going to be flipping it. You'll see. And we're going to get it all nice and pretty. Because, like I said, I'm getting it for $100,000, 1015, and I'm going to put about. I haven't decided on. I haven't finalized my materials, the type of materials I'm going to use, because this house happened to be vacant, so I've been able to go in it. Because that's another thing. You buy it at the auction, you can't go in it. This house is vacant, so I was able to go in it and see with the real estate agent's permission. She allowed me to go in and see and take my pictures and do what I want to do. So yeah, I've been able to go in it and see what's going on, how it's going to work out. And I'm going to get, like I said, this house is going to sell for about 250 to 300 when I'm finished. No joke. And I'm getting it for $100,000. And I'm going to put about anywhere between $50 to $100,000 into it, because I haven't decided if I'm going to finish the basement yet or not. Full basement, full attic. The attic is already finished. I do want to gut it. I do want to take it down because I have to replace the roof. So I do want to take it down. And I want to take the drywall that's in there down and re-insulate and make it nice. So I'm going to redo the attic. I haven't decided on the basement yet though, but I am going to redo the attic. So yeah, it's crazy the way that things work out. So you have to, when you're doing foreclosures, you have to understand, try and get the foreclosure as soon as you see the lease pendants notice go out. And you can look up foreclosures on Zillow. Yep, sure can. Don't promise me a good time, because I sure will tell you, yes, you can. You can look up foreclosures on Zillow and get them into that. Oh, let me see. I'm trying to see. I'm not too savvy on the system that I'm using. If I could, I would. Let me see. Can I share my screen? Let me see if it'll allow me to share my screen. Nah, I'm not gonna mess with it right now because I don't want to disconnect anybody. But I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna come back. And when I come on, probably tomorrow, I'll figure out how to do it tonight, and I'm gonna show y'all tomorrow how I can literally look. You can look up foreclosures on Zillow. You can look them up on Realtor.com. You can look them up on your city assessor's website. Foreclosures come in all forms. There's tax foreclosures. There's water. Some states will foreclose on you if you don't pay your water bill. Some will, they if you don't do your garbage fee. There are so many different ways that your house can be foreclosed on. Taxes and mortgages are the most common. Taxes take precedence over mortgages, which is why if you find yourself in foreclosure, you will get a notice from your mortgage company that they paid your taxes because they want to make sure that they always stay in what we call first position. Okay, so that's what you want to know. You want to make sure because you want to make sure that you're always in that your mortgage company always wants to stay in first position. But like I said, every day, almost every day in County Hall, there is an auction for mortgage foreclosures. Those are the auctions you want to attend, not the taxes. I mean, everybody want to go to the tax auction. That's great. But the county auction, the mortgage foreclosures, because they only happen, there's only a few people going to be there because there's only a few people knowing where they posted the information. The information isn't posted like it's posted on the city. Like the city tax auction is huge in Buffalo. We haven't had one since 2019. So y'all know when we have one next year in 2025, because we will have one, believe me. Now 2025 we'll have an auction, and I guarantee y'all it's going to be huge. There's going to be so many tags. I'm telling you, as soon as the list comes out, download the list because the city of Buffalo will put the list in Excel format right on their website. Or you can go into the tax assessor's office and pay $10, $20 to get a list printed out for you. I'm telling you, just do it the cheap way. Save yourself. It's going to cost half of y'all $20 to get downtown once you pay for parking and everything else. So just download the list. But yeah, now when you catch them before the auction, this is called subject to. You are paying subject to the financing that is already in place. This is where you will be required to catch up the mortgage. So you want to know how much the mortgage is. You will be required to catch up the mortgage. You will be required to catch up taxes, insurance, and all of that other stuff. So don't play. Now, if everything is escrowed into the mortgage, you'll only have to catch up the mortgage. Okay. Now, once you do that, then what you can do, once you catch up the mortgage, your attorney, not you, not the person down the street that say they know how to do it, not the guru on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube that told you this is what you do. Your attorney, your real estate attorney that knows how to do subject to paperwork. Because a lot of y'all like to go out here and just grab an attorney and do anything, and your attorneys don't know even less than they know less than you because they're not a real estate. They don't specialize in creative finance strategies. Find you a real estate attorney that specializes in creative finance strategies correctly, so you don't get caught up. And have them do the purchase agreement, have them do the power of attorney. Why is it important to have power of attorney? Because when you do subject to, which is when you're taking over someone else's mortgage, you're going to want them to make sure the paperwork is done so that you don't initiate the due on sale clause, right? That's why you're going to need power of attorney because the mortgage stays in the name of the homeowner. The deed, your name gets added to the deed. All right? Your name doesn't go on the mortgage. Then 9 times out of 10, subject to is not meant. It's here for a good time, not a long time. So this is like that, hey, I want to buy this house, but I don't want to pay 6.89%, which is the current interest rates, just so y'all know, 6.89%. When this person is, they struggling to pay these bills, but they only had a 4% interest rate, or they only had a 2% interest rate. And now they're in financial trouble for whatever reason. So you want to ask them, hey, let me do this. They may require you to put some money in their pocket. So you're going to need cash reserves. So all these people that's out here telling you, oh, you can get it for the little or nothing. Yeah, sometimes that happens. I tell y'all about my friend Jen all the time. And Jen and her husband, Joe, they got a house, they got a $400,000 house, and they only had to put down $100. But that was a rare situation. And Jen will even tell you that was a rare situation where she got the house for $100. And the reason why is she paid for the filing. That's why it cost her $100. She paid for all the filing paperwork to get done. But you don't want to put yourself in that situation without having some type of cash reserves on hand. So you have to do it that way. All right, people? I mean, don't be out here thinking, don't be listening to these people on the internet telling you, I told y'all yesterday how much money you really need when they tell you you only need 20% down to do finance to get a hard money loan. I told y'all all about that yesterday. If you weren't here yesterday, video's still up. Go back to it. It's on Instagram only. It wasn't on Facebook because Facebook was tripping and wouldn't let me be great. But today, Facebook loves me, so we're going to stick with it. Okay. Who am I to complain? Anyway, so what you want to do with foreclosures is you want to try and get them before they go to the auction. Same thing I do with tax deeds and tax liens. I try to get them before they go to the auction. I do not, and I'm going to say this again, I do not want to, I never want to be in a position where I'm fighting and arguing with all these different people about all these different things. So I will find a way. I worked in collections for 20 plus years. 15 of those 20 plus years were spent working with United States Department of Education. And y'all know, like I know, people working for the Department of Education can find you. That's my favorite part of the job, finding the people who's trying to hide. So when I tell y'all, I am good at finding homeowners, believe it. And I'll find it. You can give me their name, their address. I know how to look it up. You find them on the tax assessor's office. Here's something, I'm going to give this to y'all for free. Okay? When you're looking for a homeowner, you put in the property address. You never search the homeowner with the property address. You search the homeowner to where the money goes. The tax bill goes to their address, whether it's their office or their home. I'm not searching for you. You don't live at the house, especially if you don't live at the house. That's different. So do y'all understand what I'm saying? Put yes, no, maybe so in the comments. Let me know. If you have any questions and you want me to clarify something that I said, you can put that in the comments as well. I am, like I said, Sunday night, we're going to be going over all of this in detail. Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Ultimate Funding Blueprint will be live, and we will be watching. We'll be in here, and I'm going to go in depth with the different ways you can get funding, what you need to get funded, and how. So you will need some cash when you're dealing with foreclosures. You know, you might not need a whole lot though, because like I said, you'd be surprised. One of my investor clients, he got a foreclosure house in West Seneca. Hello, so it's not just Buffalo, and that's the beautiful part about the auctions that happen every day in County Hall. It's the entire Erie County, not just Buffalo. So you might find a house in Williamsville, you might find a house in Cheektowaga, you might find a house in Clarence. It's the entire Erie County. So you can go down there and find a decent house and get a good price for it. Might be able to get a good price for it. So that's one thing I like to do. But we're going to be doing Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do the Ultimate Funding Blueprint. Click the link in the bio if you want to register. Catch this wave, because get in now. Start getting your funding together now. If you want to invest in real estate or you want to buy a home to live in, you can do foreclosures. My house that I bought, that I live in now, was a foreclosure. It was a HUD foreclosure, and I got it for $15,000. $15,000. Well, it was 15 years ago too, so houses was cheap like that. But $15,000. Houses worth over 200 now. So you can do a lot with very little when you're dealing with foreclosures. So I don't want anybody to get, I don't want you to get confused, but I do want you to do this the right way. That's the most important part. It's not about just doing it. I want you to do it the right way. So can you now here's the thing with foreclosure. A lot of people say, well, when does a property go into foreclosure? It depends on the contract. I'll say it again. It depends on the contract. It depends on the purchase agreement. When does it depends on the policies and procedures of the bank. Most banks will not put you into foreclosure or send you a foreclosure notice until you've missed at least 3 payments. Most banks. Seller financing might say after a payment is missed, this is what we're going to start foreclosure proceedings. You you don't know. That's why I said it depends on the agreement that you sign. Now, and I'm making sure I'm checking my notes. Y'all know I always write down all my notes, and I want to make sure I cover. Okay. Now, here's the thing. When you go to the auction, because I didn't say this, now here's the difference between buying before it gets to auction and buying after once it's at the auction. If you purchase before, the homeowners are going to give you access to come see the house. Get what I'm saying? So you at least get to see what you're going to buy. They're going to give you, the homeowner is going to give you the dollar amount that they still owe on the house because they're going to be able to still get a statement from the bank saying how much they owe. If you go to auction, you don't know how much they owe. 9 times out of 10, if you go to auction, you got to pay cash. And you have to have at least 20% of the purchase price, which is if you win the bid, you have to have 20% of that money and show and put down that day. And then you have to close the rest of it within a certain amount of time. And see, that's what they don't tell y'all. They just got y'all out here thinking you could just do this, that, and the third, and everything else. And that's not how that works. They got y'all thinking it's real easy out here in these real estate streets to get foreclosure. And it can be, I'm not going to lie, it can be very easy. However, you want to make sure you're doing this the right way. So, want to learn how to do it the right way? I'll see y'all Sunday night. In the meantime, and in between time, that's my time because I only had like 30 minutes. I'm at 32 right now. And I'm looking at the clock on my phone, and it's telling me I got to get up out of here because in 18 minutes I got to get on a coaching call. And we're talking about buying foreclosures on a coaching call. So that's the one thing that's the thing we got to do today. So if you want to know more about how to get funded for these real estate deals and how to get funded using creative finance strategies, join us for the Ultimate Funding Blueprint Sunday night, Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. And we can go. Right now, it's still pay what you want, but there is a minimum in there. So you pay what you want. And I will get you guys in here and working, and I'll get you straight on how to do this because now I'm telling you, there is a wave of available properties that's getting ready to go on the market. Now, for the past 4 years, y'all been hearing everybody say, oh, the market's going to crash, the market's going to crash, the market's going to crash, and the market has not crashed. I was the only one that was probably telling y'all the market is not going to crash. I still don't think the market is going to crash, but I do think there's going to be an influx of properties for sale. And I do know for a fact that interest rates are going up. So that usually happens when there's a lot of property for sale, interest rates go up. Yeah, y'all can see it. And your rental rates will come down. When there's a lot of houses for sale, rental rates come down. But when there's no houses for sale, rental rates go up. So it's the law of supply and demand if you took economics. All right, y'all. I love and like y'all a lot. I will see you guys probably. Nope, I won't be on tomorrow. I just thought about it. I won't be on tomorrow because tomorrow morning I got breakfast with my little granddaughter. So I won't be on tomorrow morning. But I will see y'all Sunday night, Eastern Standard Time for the Ultimate Funding Blueprint. Now, you can inbox me for the link. You can talk to me. I'm going to drop the link underneath the comments and all of these and after we're done. But get ready for it. The time to get ready is now. Not once all these houses hit the market. Because once all these houses hit the market, all your cash buyers, they're going to be done pull this money out their insurance policies, sold some of their stocks, sold some of their other properties so they could buy more properties, and you're going to be against a lot of cash buyers. So the time to get ready for the influx is now, because once those notices hit, you can actually go and negotiate and do things before they get to an auction. You don't want to fight at the auction if this is your first rodeo. You don't really want to be fighting with these professionals at the auction. All right? All right, y'all. Remember what I always tell you, you can choose to be anything you want in this life. I just hope you choose to be kind, because at some point in your life, somebody was kind to you, and it's always cool to pay kindness forward. If you make it, not only does it make you a good person, but if we all did it, we make the world a much better place. So remember, thank you for, if this is your first time, don't let it be your last time. And if you've been here before, thank you for always supporting me. I appreciate you. Love and like you a lot. I will see you guys Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Not for football, for the ultimate funding blueprint. Talk to you later. Bye bye.